Now we're going to talk about corresponding angles. When we're talking about corresponding angles, we're starting with parallel lines, which are signaled by the two arrows down here on lines L and M. And we also have a transversal, which I'm going to label here as transversal. And when the transversal crosses the parallel lines, that creates a group of 4 angles up on the top and a group of 4 angles up down on the bottom. And I've gone ahead and labeled those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So corresponding angles, if you're looking at corresponding angles, you're trying to find the, taking the first junction, the upper left-hand side. So looking at angle 1, and then we go down and we look at the upper left-hand side again, and that's angle 5. So those are corresponding angles, and corresponding angles are congruent. So angle 1 is congruent with this little tilde, congruent to angle 5. But that's not the only pair of corresponding angles that we see. We also see that we can look at the upper right-hand angle here, so angle 2, and that's corresponding to angle 6. So again, corresponding angles are equal or congruent. That means that angle 2 is congruent to angle 6. Again, hopefully you're seeing a pattern. Let's look at the lower left-hand side of this junction with angle 3. So angle 3 is congruent to now the lower left-hand side of the other junction, which is angle 7. Now we have also angle 4. And you're seeing that we have one angle left, which is angle 8, and those are both the lower right-hand side. So we see now that angle 4 is congruent to angle 8. Now congruent is talking about the angles basically being the same measure, but it's not written that way. We can actually write it though as the same measure. Let's take a look. So we've got the measure of angle 1, and now because we're talking about an actual number and not a shape, we use equal. The measure of angle 1 is equal to, the measure of angle 5. I'll write the next one better. Then we have the measure of angle 2 is equal to the measure of angle 6. The measure of angle 3 is equal to the measure of angle 7. And then last but not least, the measure of angle 4 is equal to the measure of angle 8. So those are corresponding angles.